It's the Duke, and it's Richard Sir Salverston, and I've got a headache. And it's the situation with Shipachyov, with the Golden Knights. For those who haven't heard, I'm sure everyone has heard by this time, um, the agent of Vadim Shipachyov has been given permission to try to come up with a trade so Shipachyov can go elsewhere from the Golden Knights. And it's one of those things that's unfortunate, but it's because of what George McPhee was trying to do. And I'm not saying that this is a fiasco because of George McPhee. It's just sometimes things happen when you're trying to do some of the things that George McPhee's trying to do. And one of the things that he was very open about when starting out, and I've talked about a couple of times in my videos, is he was very, very concerned. Concern's probably a bad word, but he had it as far as one of the main things he was going to try to do is he was going to take some risks. His idea is that yeah, if you just get the normal safe things all the time, you have a limited upside. When you're doing some things with the draft and some other things, you have to take some risks. You have to swing for the fences. Some of them won't work out, but that's where you get the really stellar, super, once in a generation sort of people that can take you to the next level. Because, yeah, right now, the Vegas Golden Knights are playing stellar. They're good NHLers, they're hardworking NHLers, and the coach, Gallant, they've bought into what they're doing. So, what does that mean? They're playing really tough, close, hard hockey within a smart system, and they're playing really great defense. They're fast on the counterattack. It's very clean around the goal mouth, so there's not a lot of cheap goals. And so it's just a style of play that's working really well. But that's only going to take you so far. And it's magical that they're 7-1-0 so far. It's magical that they have done so well. And it's actually a great system that, with the talent level the Knights have, is going to win you some games. And if it comes off really, really well, and so far it has been really, really well, gives you a chance to compete for the playoffs. Might even get you into the playoffs. The trouble is you really don't have the talent once you get into the playoffs when you're playing a series of games against really good teams. You're not going to be able to play this system with this type of talent level for 7 games with a really, really, really good team that's been playing well. You're just not going to get through the playoffs. It won't be able to get you there, but it might get you to the playoffs. To get to the level that you can get to the playoffs and then start to win, you need to get some stars. You need to get some of that really top shelf talent that can break down defenses when the defenses are really good, because when you get to the playoffs, everyone's going to be playing good defense. During the regular season, you can feast off the people who are having problems on defense. And a lot of the teams that Vegas has been playing, they've been having issues on defense. which is one of the reasons why they've been able to win. They limit the offense from the other team, counterattack. Their speed and their creativity is getting them through, and they're winning. But if they have a steady diet of Tampa Bay every night, they're not going to be winning in that situation. Can they win them once in a while? Yeah. Can they win them 4 games? That's not going to happen. So you need the talent. And so they went out and they signed a highly thought of talent from the Russian KHL league, Vadim Shipachyov. High scorer, scores more than 1 point a game. Not so much of a scorer as far as goals, but is a great passer, great for assists, great for setting up teammates. And before the season started, before they even started getting anything, they thought, well, this is a person who can get some goals for people. Of course, there's a risk in that. He's in the KHL. Very good at the KHL. Very good on the international level. Played for the Russian team and did very well for the Russian team. But that's an Olympic-sized ice hockey rink. And they're coming to North America where we play in a much smaller rink. And it's a different game. It's like the different, and I'm not talking competitive level, although to some extent it is. It's like the difference between playing in the NFL and playing in the CFL. It's not just, well, the CFL, the good players go to the NFL, so it's the best, but no, it's also a completely different game. In CFL, it's got a bigger field. It's got 12 men to a team, not 11 men to a team. The whole structure of the game has changed. It's a completely different game. And there are some people who are outstanding in the CFL, come to the NFL and they just don't make it. There's some people who are in the NFL, go to the CFL, and they don't make it. Different game. And Shipachyov is a 30-year-old center. That means he's in his prime. He's pretty much grown as much as he's going to grow and develop as he's going to, and now he's going into a new situation. How easily does he translate his skills in the KHL field and type of league and the Olympic-sized hockey rink to the NHL? Well, Las Vegas was good enough that they were going to risk $4.5 million on him as far as a cap hit. Foley could do that because he got the money, has a lot of freedom on the cap, worth a risk. Because if he comes out the way he could be a big unit in this team. Now, Shipachyov is a short term. He's 30 years old, had a 2-year contract. In the times that they were thinking that they were going to be going to the playoffs, he'd probably be out of it. So Shipachyov was basically going to be a guy who was going to help them be better short term. And it just hasn't worked out. He came in preseason, was doing top-line minutes, wasn't really producing in the preseason, went ahead and assigned him to Chicago, and that's when the fun began. He's a superstar from Russia. He's expecting to be playing on a top line for an expansion team. He's being told, no, you're not ready, go to the minors, go to the lesser league. Didn't work out. And it's gone from there. He came out up, had one decent game, in which actually it was more because of his friends. Sent down again, now it's bad. So I think Shipachyov is gone. They might get a contract, I doubt it. He might get a trade, I doubt it. Most likely they end up canceling his contract, doing some sort of an agreement, and he goes back to Russia. And the Knights go on to something else. Too bad. Go Knights, go.